Hey, what is going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another video on Raid Shadow Legends, and welcome to the Cassandra Titan event that has officially gone live today. Now, I did talk about this in yesterday's video, but for those who are going to be pushing a little bit, we're going to take a look at what items are up for grabs in the milestones, and also what my plans are for this coming week, or at least weekend up until Monday. So I want to talk about that and also what you should be pushing for if you do have Cassandra. I did read some of the comments from the video previously, and there seems to be some people who might still be doing this despite not having Cassandra. I guess they want the relics. We'll take a look at the relics in more detail, the two that are up for grabs again, though, and see where they're at. So before we get started with the rest of the video, though, I do want to remind people that if you haven't started playing Raid yet, what are you waiting for? Download using the QR code in the top right hand of the screen to get Narma the Returned absolutely free. Also, you can get these three amazing epics. We have Allure, we have Tagore, and we have Ruella at accounts level 10, 20, and 30. And don't forget that you can get a Void Legendary support champion named Tahanarak. She is really great. By the way, use the promo code Desert Queen within the first 48 hours of a brand new account. So let's talk about the Titan event, right? We have this here. So it's going to be just very, very easy to get the one red, right? If you have Cassandra and you want the red, like you probably don't have to do basically anything, like very, very small amounts of work to get this at 100 points. Like you could probably do that today because we have the dragon event. Actually, maybe not today, but soon. We have two events: the classic arena and the dragon turn attack, starting later on today. So milestone 1, super easy. Milestone 2, also super easy. I mean, you can get the epic relic at 300 points, which is not a lot. And I guess what I was wondering is whether or not it's the same as what I saw for Donnie, and it is. So 600 points for the 3 red. Again, this is on the backdrop of a total of 1,750. So you're basically having to do like 35%, just a little bit more than a third of the total available points, which again is not hard, right? You can pick and choose kind of which events you want to do. We'll take a look at what's up for grabs with the points here today, though, because it makes a pretty big difference. Or I guess what's coming up over the next little while until Monday that we know of. As far as what else you might want to do, you might want to put, if you're going for the 3, so I'm going for the 3 red, but I might push a little bit further. I think it's important to note that there is an Immortal Soulstone here on 840, and why that's important is because if you're saving for Decks of Fates events, which can be kind of challenging to clear, then this might be a nice like little bit of extra. Yes, I know that to go from 600 to 840 means that you do need to kind of do a couple more events, but by and large, that is still about has less actually than the halfway mark, right? If there's a total of 1,750 up for grabs, then that means that half is, what is that, 875, right? So it's not quite halfway there. So you can still avoid all of the summoning events and still be able to get that. Now, for 1,000 points, if you do want to go all the way to the relics, which I guess I can't shortcut, it seems, by clicking on it. Sometimes you can do that. And then, of course, there is the Cassandra Perfect Soul at 1,500. There is a mythical book at 1,400. But I gotta say that if you're doing this for mythical skill books, I just believe at this point it's easier for you to get them through Hydra Clash. For those people that actually need lots of mythical books, I mean, I think there's other ways that you can do this. Sometimes they're also available in milestone rewards as well. Not so commonly, but sometimes they do appear that way. I would not push that far unless you're actually going for the Cassandra 5 red, in which case you pretty much have to do everything. And that's why I don't like going for this unless it's a super, super amazing character. In a lot of Titan events, it just takes a lot of effort and a lot of stress for you to get that 5 red perfect soul at the very end of a Titan event. And so, yeah, I think I did this for April as a character unlock, but that was completely different, right? A character unlock is a bit different than a 5 red perfect soul. I feel the character has more value in general than a 5 red soul. That's just me. So my goal here is the 600 points. Now let's talk about that. If you want to go really quickly, once again, if you want to go to that 1,000 points for the relic, right? Is it worth it? Is it worth it for the what is it? The Oculus Custodian. Now I kind of like it just because it's a resistance relic, but is it worth going to 1,000? I don't know. I'm not specifically going to push for it because I think that we're going to be collecting these Wings of Winter along the way Anyways, now like I'm already sitting on not a lot, but I'm sitting on 50 of the legendary materials, 300 of the purples, and 300 of the blues. So I think over the course of the entire collab, which is going to be until April, I'm going to pick more of this stuff up. So I think naturally I'm probably going to craft this anyways, because when it came to the turtles and what I ended up getting done, I have where is it actually up here, right? Discovery. I have multiple massive disquiet and last laugh amulets. I have at least two of each. So I think by and large, like trying to push it for the Titan event, it's not going to be much of a point in my opinion. I actually prefer the Thunderbolt Spear because it's crit damage, but that's just me. Anyways, let's take a look at some of the events that are going to be coming here today. We should have started now. Classic Arena, which actually start nope, it will be starting pretty soon. I think it's worth 20 points. Dragon Turn Attack, which I think is also worth 40 points, and then we have the Champion Chase starting tomorrow, which is the big one, which is going to be about 200 points total with two different milestone thresholds. Why this is important is because you can wait and summon Cassandra tomorrow and get a heads up on that. Also, if you have any remnant summons from like Grim Forest and things like that, that would be the time to open them up probably as well, unless you want to save them for, say, the February Fusion event. But Remnant Summons are a good time to be opening for the Champion Chase to get additional points there. If you have any Fragment Summons that you want to use as well. But yeah, I'm waiting for tomorrow to fuse Cassandra. If you are not going into the Champion Chase, make sure that you do this before it goes away. We have like 2 days left on Cassandra, so you can do it tomorrow for Champion Chase, but don't delay too long so you don't accidentally miss this and you lose the chance of summoning Cassandra. Just wanted to let people aware of that. Also, if you happen to farm the Prism Shard from the Sand Devil's Turn Attack, that will also be available up for grabs. I have one of these, which I did farm this one to open up for the Champion Chase tomorrow as well. So I'm going to be making a video on that, and why that's also important is because there is going to be a 2x Champion Chase for that. So I want to open up the Plarium Play calendar here. There is a double rated boost for Primal Summons, and it's everything epic, legendaries, and mythical champions tomorrow on Primal Shards, which is going to be pretty big. How many of those do I have? Actually, I don't remember. How many? It's 16. I may splash out on a little bit more, but that is the plans for tomorrow. Anyways, going back to the calendar, of course, we do have some more stuff coming up, which you can see them here as well. So we have Classic over here down in the middle. We have Classic Arena and Dragon starting tomorrow. Today. Champion Chase starting tomorrow. We have a Gear Hunters also starting tomorrow worth 70 points. I like that they actually included this now on the calendar. We have also the August, so this is on Saturday. We have the event Dungeon, Augustine Frenzy Tournament, and it doesn't say, but usually these event dungeon milestones have an Immortal Soulstone. So it's kind of, unless they got rid of it this time around because it's a Titan event, that'd be disappointing because normally I like to double dip the event points for this, right? So there's another 50 points there for Augustine's event. Then we have Champion Training also starting later on Saturday as well. And that's 100 Titan points for the Champion Training. So there's a lot of points up for grabs that you can get the one red absolutely by doing just a couple of these events or even just the Champion Training. And then to get your way towards the 600, I mean, you're pretty much going to get this if you do some of these events, right? So Classic Arena is 20. We have 40 from Dragon Turn. We have an Ice Golem Turn, which is coming for another 40. So that's 100. 150 for the event dungeon, 200 for Champion Chase if you happen to do it. That's 350, 420 from the Gear Hunters, 520 from Champion Training, and then we have a gear enhancement coming up on Sunday as well, and that's going to give you, what was that, 580. So if you do all of the events that are coming up this week alone, you are pretty much there for the 3 red. So if you decide to, and some of these are going to double dip a fair bit, right? So Ice Golem is going to double dip on Gear Hunters, and also the event dungeon will as well. So both of these dungeon events are going to run overlapping the Gear Hunters. So this might be actually a pretty good time to clear Gear Hunters for the 70 points if you want to, because it shouldn't be that much more energy that you would have to spend to just farm the Gear Hunters. Most likely, by the time you're done the event dungeon on Saturday and then the Ice Golem on Sunday, you're probably still going to need to farm a little bit on the Gear Hunters. There's a very quick, easy way to do this, and I might bring this up if I have time. I might bring this up in another video. Also, Champion Training is going to be running through that, so if you need to do any food farming to get additional drops from the campaign, which will go towards Gear Hunters as well, you can do that too. But something that I want to share with you guys that I don't know if it's a pretty easy way to do it. is just going into Event Dungeon 3 and farming gear hunters this way. It is literally the fastest thing to do. All I do is I just get rid of all my characters. I run Boilon, and that is it. Like, or whatever your top DPS character, I can do this in like 2 seconds. It is super fast, and I just spam this for gear hunters. If I'm trying to make up some additional points, if you have a ranged character that doesn't actually run up to smack him, that's even faster. But yeah, because dwarves specifically Tholen, right? There's A2. I guess it's programmed to do that. He goes up there and smacks him, and you get points. Like, you pretty much, for gear hunters, typically you get about 10 points per run. So it's very energy efficient as far as that, because it only costs 8 energy to run this level. Now, granted, if you're doing this solely for the event points because the gear's crap, right? It's 2 to 3 star gear. It's not going to help you that much, but it will get gear hunters done pretty quickly. So that's just a little tip there. If you guys didn't know that, you could spend more time doing other dungeons to get it that's less energy efficient but gets you better gear. But as far as actually like running it for the event, for the Gear Hunters event, doing what I just did is the fastest way. Super fast, right? Like 1 or 2 seconds per clear. You get this done super fast. If you have the energy to kill for that. So that's what's going on this coming week up until Monday, Tuesday. Actually, we have it all the way to. Does it go a bit further? No, we basically have all the events till around Tuesday. Some more might pop out, or we might get an update or something by maybe Plarium's creators or something by Monday. After the weekend. But it seems that's what's going on for now. Now, for everyone else who's not really participating much in the Titan event, gives you a really great time to kind of just relax, kind of do things that you want to do, right? There's a lot of other things that maybe you might want to do, such as grinding Minotaur, right? There might be a lot of backlogs of characters that you want to spend time grinding Minotaur for, maybe just working on other things, right? Working on your missions, working on your Marius missions, working on even your Arbiter missions, your Romantu missions, whatever it is, right? This is a great time to kind of catch up on things and take things a little bit slower in Raid Shadow Legends, because sometimes it just feels like you're always doing something, especially when fusion events are back to back with another event and then another fusion event and then so on and so forth. So this is going to give a good time to kind of breathe, kind of relax a little bit, unless you're going for the 5 red, in which case, I'm sorry, you're not going to get much free time. But that's exactly why I am not doing it, because I do want that breather. It's not the end of the world. I don't think Cassandra is really that deserving of the 5 red. I don't think she's that amazing to want to push multiple events. Just to be clear, that if you do want to get the 5 red Cassandra, you will most likely have to engage in Champion Chase tomorrow. You'll have to engage in a future Summon Rush the following week, and there's most likely going to be a third event, a Deck of Fates, or a Path, but probably a Deck of Fates, where you would have to engage in that as well to clear in order to get a lot of the points that are required to get a 5 red Cassandra. Just want to let people know. 3 red is super not stressful, which is exactly why I'm doing that, and I'm staying there. If I want to get the 4 red for Cassandra in the future, I'll just spend some of those silver souls on it and buy it then. That's just my thoughts. Let me know what yours are in the comments down below. Now, before we get going, I do want to remind people that if you haven't started playing Raid yet, what are you waiting for? Download using the QR code in the top right hand of the screen to get Narma the Returned absolutely free, and these 3 amazing epics to go alongside her. We have Allure, Tagore, and Ruella at accounts level 10, 20, and 30. Also, don't forget, you can get this amazing Void Legendary Support Champion to Hanorach by using the promo code Desert Queen within the first 48 hours of a brand new account. That's it for me, everybody, and I'll see you guys all on the next video. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and you'll be greatly helping out the channel. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.